Okay, this is a cover crop mix, also known as a green manure mix, and it's called an organic seed blend. It has a mix of Dundale peas, vetch, bell beans, also known as fava beans, oats, and barley. So it has a mix of essentially legumes which fix nitrogen in the soil, and it has some grasses which provide a deep-rooted mix and some additional organic matter when you harvest that. So I'm going to be planting this organic seed mix in this planter, and then I'll be covering it with some compost. Okay, I'm going to spread the seed mix here in this planter, and I'm going to give it a pretty good cover. That's it. And then I'm going to put the compost on top. And next, I would be watering the seed in. Okay, generally with garden beds, vegetable beds, I would plant my organic seed mix, the green manure, a little bit later so that I could try and catch right before the rains. Given that this is in a very contained area, I can plant it earlier and water it in and feel like I can keep it watered so I can get kind of head start. So the nice thing about cover crops is once the rains start, basically you don't have to do anything. So throughout the winter, the cover crop will grow, and then in spring, when the plants in the cover crop have about 10 to 30% flowering, that's the time that you can cut them back. And essentially what you do once you have the cover crop is that you cut the plants down to the base, and there are various ways that you can handle cover crop. You can either harvest it and put it in your compost, but generally what I do is what's called a chop and drop. So I cut it at its base, leaving all those roots in the soil, because particularly the legumes have drawn the nitrogen down from the atmosphere and deposited the nitrogen into the bacterial nodules that are around the roots. So you want to leave all that in the soil, because what you're doing is feeding the soil. You cut it down to the base, you can leave the green material there, and then in spring, once I've cut it, I will cover it again with a compost and some straw, and essentially what you're doing is letting it compost in place at that point until you're ready to plant in it. You want to give it a good 4 minimum to 8 weeks to begin to decompose and really enrich the soil.